Welcome back to Haggett Hill. The next project we're going to tackle is to take this steel that I've acquired on Facebook Marketplace, and we're going to turn it into a trailer for my Woodland Mill HM122 bandsaw. It's 3-inch angle iron, 1/4 inch thick. I know it's a little thin, but with proper bracing and the way I'm going to put it together, it should work just fine. I'm not exactly sure what this framework was, but it's got 2 pieces of a little over 20-foot channel iron welded together with these small braces. I'm going to start with the first part of the project by cutting all these braces off, so I ended up with 2 good pieces of material. I also have a second one of these that I'll be cutting up and using it for part of the cross members. Here's a better close-up of the frame. See how it's just kind of welded on here. I'll grind all these welds off, and then I'll end up with 2 20-foot pieces of 3-inch channel iron. Some people say 3-inch might be a little bit light for the trailer that I'm building, but I was in the boat business for many years, and most boat trailers for your average bass boat was built out of 3-inch channel. So that's what I'm going to try. I've also done some practice pieces. My original intent was to turn the channel with the U or the C facing out and weld to the back side of it to have a nice flat surface. But after checking out some things on YouTube and learning how to cope the channel, I think I'm going to cope it and put it together that way and weld it. It should make for a much stronger bond. Alright, I'll probably show you the first one that I grind off, and then after that I'll cut the camera off because it'll be boring. As you can see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these to do. I have 11 of them to do on this frame, and then I have another identical frame with 11 more. I don't want to bore you with all that, but you'll get the idea. So let's grind on the first one. I'll show you how it's done, and then we'll cut the camera off, and then you can come back and see me when I have the rails complete. All right, that's the first one. So you see what the process is going to be. Looks like I'm going to go through a lot of grinding wheels. So stand by. We'll be back later. Okay, I've got all the cross pieces cut out, and I've ended up with 4 pieces of 20-foot channel iron. According to the Woodland Mill's measurement, the depth or the bed length of my mill from end to end is 231 5/8. So I've marked these 2 pieces at 231 5/8. Now we'll put the pieces on my portable bandsaw with this adapter to make it a horizontal bandsaw, and I'll get these set up and get it clamped in, and we'll cut them off to length. All right, there's the first cut. The second one will be just like it, so I won't film that one. First time using the bandsaw other than in practice. Looks like it did a good job. Got a nice relatively square cut. Not too bad for government work or harbor freight. We'll get the second one cut, and then I'll come back and tell you what my next step is. All right, both of my long frame rails are cut to length. Now I'm going to go back through where I cut those support pieces off the bottom. I'm just going to clean up those cut marks and the welds that's left over from where I cut it off. It's not really necessary. It's actually going to be on the bottom side of the rail, but I want it to look a little neater, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up just a little bit. I'll show you the first couple of grinds and you get the idea. Then I'll turn the camera off and I'll come back when I'm ready for the next stage. And you get the idea. This is one of my long pieces that I cut to use for my cross braces, and I've got the ends squared up, and according to Woodland Mill's plans for my trailer or for the sawmill bed, the rails are 26 inches apart. So with the measurement I'm using, I'm going to cut these at exactly 26 inches, and then when I weld up my trailer, I'm going to end up just a shade over 26 inches, which is okay. I'll have about a 1/4 inch more or so, so my trailer will be just a hair wider than the rails of my sawmill, which works out just fine. So I've got the piece cut out, 26 inches. Now what do they say? Measure twice, cut once. So we've got it measured, it's 26 inches. So we're in good shape. Let's scoot this down, get it locked into place. I'll cut the first one, and then the rest of them, I'll turn off the camera. No need to bore you, but I need 11 of these in total. All right, got it measured, clamped down. Let's saw the first of 11. Okay, that's the process. We'll just do 10 more. Okay, I got all 11 pieces of the cross members cut. The next part of the process will be to cope the ends of them like this. See? And then on the trailer frame, the coped pieces will fit in just like that. Pretty good joint. We'll look at it from an end. Let's assume this was the end of the trailer. Get it up good and square, then weld it in. Think that'll work out just fine. Move over to the grinder and clean it up a little bit. Alright, let's try our test piece and see how she looks. That one looks really good. That one looks good as well. All right, there's one down, 11 more to go. My next step in the project is I'm going to have to take my angle grinder, clean up the inside of these irons where I'm going to weld the cross members are. So I'll get out my angle grinder and a grinding wheel and start cleaning them up. Okay, I've got the framework laying in my shed floor. I've got it leveled up. I've got it squared. I've got 3 of the cross braces put in and clamped. I'm going to put the others in place and just take a look at them. See how they look. So there it is. Fits together pretty nicely. I'll come back and put a few more clamps on it. I'll tack weld it. Be sure to check back for part 2 of this video. Thanks for visiting with us on Haggett Hill, and God bless.